Welcome. I'm Karen Hanna, Dean of the College of Environmental Design, and welcome to our 2004 commencement exercises. On Saturday, June 5th, the 40th President of the United States and former Governor of California, Ronald Reagan, passed away. In recognition of his extraordinary years of public service to California and our nation, would you please stay standing and join me in a moment of silence? Now, if you would please give your attention to Christina Linton as she sings the national anthem. Gentlemen, would you please remove your caps?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Christina, for that beautiful rendition. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the College of Environmental Design's 2004 commencement exercises. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of the college, I offer congratulations to our graduates and a special welcome to the families and friends who join us today. Many people worked hard for you to reach graduation day, the faculty who passed the torch of enthusiasm for knowledge and the ability to perform as professionals in your discipline, the staff who see to the ongoing support for learning, and to the many professionals who give their time and energy to make the college even stronger. Let us recognize them. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the distinguished members of the platform party. I ask that each of them stand as I read their names, but please hold your applause until they have all been introduced. Starting with the first row, Dr. J. Michael Ortiz, President of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. Dr. Deborah Farrar, Chairman of the California State University Board of Trustees. Timothy Whalen, our commencement speaker. Dr. Tomas Morales, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Eric Guerra, CSU, Student Trustee from CSU, Sacramento. Lauren Bricker, our representative to the Academic Senate and today's mace bearer. David Horelek, our valedictorian, Outstanding Student McPhee Awardee. In the back row, Dr. Michael Berman, Vice President for Instructional and Information Technology. Patricia Ferris, Vice President for Administrative Affairs. Gary Fredrickson, Vice President for Student Affairs. Ronald Simons, Administrator in Charge, University Advancement. Jason Diogi, President, Associated Students, Inc. Noel Vernon, Associate Dean. Faisal Ali Rajpur, our senior class representative. Let's thank our platform party for their participation today. I would now like to introduce two special guests. Mrs. Betty Ortiz, wife of President Ortiz, and Mr. Sim Farrar, husband of Trustee Deborah Farrar. And now I would like to call on President Ortiz for his welcome and introductory remarks. President Ortiz.
Thank you, Dean Hanna. I'm delighted to join all of you on this magnificent day on California's most beautiful campus to celebrate one of the most significant events in your lives, graduation. While this marks my first year as a president, it's not the first time that I've sat on the dais of commencement activities. And I know that there's a certain way of communicating that we try to ensure. Several of you have taken advantage of this. And since this event is being webcast, I want you to know that since we started broadcasting commencement activities here day before yesterday, we have had 20 countries that have signed in. Over 17,000 people have observed the webcast. Australia, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, the Netherlands, the Czech Republic, Syria, Brazil, Indonesia, Japan, Poland, the United Arab Emirates, Canada, Singapore, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, Belgium, Sweden, Pakistan, Taiwan, and Italy. So you are all stars. Now, it's my turn to take a little liberty and convey a message because I know there's someone watching this webcast that I would like to say something to. She's not in a foreign country, although some people in New Mexico think New Mexico might be. During the years that I've been participating in commencement activities, I've never been able to tell who is more excited. Is it the graduates, those who dedicated years of their lives to achieve their academic goal? Or is it the parents, or maybe the spouse, their partners, or the other members of their family? Those who may have sponsored and shaped those goals. In any event, this remains a time that you will always remember. I want each of you to take a moment and look around and create a photograph in your mind of the day you graduated from Cal Poly Pomona. Mark it as James Joyce said, see this, remember. I know that each of our graduates is anxiously looking forward to the best part of this event when their name is called to walk across the stage. I'm looking forward to it as well. In my comments, like Britney Spears' marriage to Jason Alexander, I will be brief. We do live in an extraordinary era. Technology is moving faster than most people can comprehend. It seems like the world is in a constant state of turmoil, charged with the politics of culture, faith, wealth, and ethnicity. One can certainly draw a great deal of parallels between now and the late 1960s. There are some of us here today, and you know who you are, who remember those times when it seemed that our world was being pulled in a myriad of directions. Simply put, life is change. We all live in a different world than we did 10 or 15 years ago. Our society will continue to evolve, so be prepared to embrace change. The internet, along with the instantaneous nature of today's media, has truly developed a global society. So here are some quick words of advice. Stay current and learn about all sides of any issue. One of the charges of higher education is to develop your decision-making skills. Help build a climate where new ideas and divergent points of view are respected. Identify opportunities and make a difference. Progressive change around the world begins with the work we do in our own communities. I would ask each of you to find the time to volunteer. Some of the most important events in my life have been the result of community service. Anyone can make a dramatic difference in the lives of others, especially those less fortunate. Before I leave you, I want to stress something very important. No matter where your lives will take you, you will always be a member of the Cal Poly Pomona family. This is a time when membership truly has responsibilities. You are representing a wonderful university, one that has earned national and international acclaim. Much of the success enjoyed by the university is a result of the efforts of our alumni in their professions and in their community. Carry on that tradition and proudly let everyone know that you are an alumni of this great university. I also want you to know that as you move into your professions, I will be calling on you to help Cal Poly Pomona. Because the difference between a good university and a great university is the support that alumni and other benefactors provide that university. With state support continuing to decline, it will be the support of our alums that will keep us the best state-supported polytechnic university in the country. This is a new beginning for each of you. I join with the entire faculty and staff of Cal Poly Pomona to say to the class of 2004, congratulations on a job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ortiz. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Deborah Farrar, Chair of the Board of Trustees of California State University. Dr. Farrar began her term on the board in 1999 and has served as chair for the past 2 years. A former elementary school teacher and a senior advisor on education policy for the state of California, she has been a valued friend and great asset to higher education. Welcome, Dr. Farrar.
Thank you, Dean Hanna, and good afternoon. I'm deeply honored to be here along with Trustee Guerra to represent the California State University Board of Trustees on this momentous occasion. All of the members of the Board of Trustees take great pride in the outstanding achievement of California State University students, and today is no exception. Commencement is truly a remarkable time. It is a time that might make one stop and reflect, so let's do that now. I would like to ask all of the graduates here today to pause for a moment and let these 3 words sink in. You made it. Today, you are graduating from the finest public state university system in the country. Again, I am honored and privileged to represent the Board of Trustees in offering our heartfelt congratulations and deepest respect to the Cal Poly Pomona College of Environmental Design graduating class of 2004.
Thank you, Trustee Farrar. Now I would like to introduce the senior class representative from the College of Environmental Design, Faisal Ali Rajpur, who will present the senior class gift to President Ortiz.
President Ortiz, Dean Hanna, members of the stage party, distinguished guests, and fellow members of the class of 2004. It is a tradition at Cal Poly Pomona for the members of the graduating class to leave behind not only memories and friends, but a lasting gift to the campus and for future students at this, our alma mater. The gift from the class of 2004 is shelters for the Bronco Express, our campus transit system. President Ortiz, it is my pleasure to present to you, on behalf of the graduating class of 2004, our gift to our alma mater, Cal Poly Pomona.
Faisal, thank you. This is a gift that will be used by the many generations of Cal Poly Pomona graduates or students that will follow you. Class of 2004, thank you.
At this time, I am pleased to have the privilege of presenting the 4th Annual Julian A. McPhee Honor Award for Student Excellence. Julian McPhee was the founding president of both Cal Poly Pomona and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. He provided more than 35 years of dedicated service to the citizens of California. Because of his visionary leadership and astute negotiating skills, Californians can point with pride to 2 of the nation's finest universities, founded on the educational principle of learn by doing. This special award was thoughtfully funded by an anonymous donor who was a colleague of Julian McPhee and honors a current graduating senior who exhibits excellence in his or her academic endeavors. It is now my pleasure to present the Julian A. McPhee Award to the Outstanding Scholar of the College of Environmental Design. This year's honoree is from the Art Department, David Horolik. David Horolik is graduating today with a BA in Art History. He has the highest GPA in the college, and for the past 2 years, his artwork has been selected for exhibition in highly competitive shows. Upon graduation, David will begin a year's intensive study of Italian and French in preparation for the doctoral program in art history at UC Riverside. For his many contributions to our campus, for the respect he has won not only from his fellow students, but from every member of the art department, faculty, and staff, for his unfailing enthusiasm, and for his formidable talents, David Horolik has been selected as the McPhee Scholar and Valedictorian of the College of Environmental Design.
Okay, David, I can assure you this would not go over your head.
Each year at commencement, I have the privilege of recognizing individuals from the college community who have excelled. As I read the name of each recipient, I ask that they join me on stage. An award is given to a graduating student from each department who is recognized for excellence in academic performance, design capability, and contributions to the life of the department and college. All have distinguished themselves as members of our environmental design community. From the Department of Architecture, we are honoring Adam Polonaise. We are delighted that Adam has chosen to go on to graduate school in architecture, and we know that he will do great work in the future. From the Department of Art, we are honoring Donna Larson. Donna has exhibited her work professionally and received an award at an open juried exhibition at the Orange County Fair. We are proud of her work ethic and all that she has contributed. From the Department of Landscape Architecture, we are honoring Eileen Moscow. We have complete confidence that Eileen Moscow will make a significant and long-lasting contribution within the field of landscape architecture. From the Department of Urban and Regional Planning, we are honoring Cancun Nancy Yo. Nancy Yo's ability to develop knowledge and skills based in a range of disciplines is a testament to her intelligence, curiosity, and integrity as a scholar. Her sophisticated analysis of brownfield development, markets, and regulation has the potential to make a significant contribution in this growing area of planning. Will Holly Lund please join me at the podium? Each year, an award is given recognizing an outstanding faculty member. This year, we are proud to recognize Dr. Holly Lund. Holly Lund is a faculty member in the Department of Urban and Regional Planning. She has demonstrated excellence in teaching, scholarship, and service throughout her 3 years in the Department of Urban and Regional Planning at Cal Poly Pomona. Holly Lund has made strong contributions in the delivery of the department's core curricula and has also developed exciting new courses. Holly Lund is one of the department's most productive scholars. She regularly presents papers at national planning and planning education conferences and has participated in important regional conferences devoted to transportation and service learning, areas in which she is an emerging expert. She has secured grants from university and external sources and brings to the department collaborative instincts and intellectual generosity. Dr. Lund has contributed to the development of the university's GIS resources and reputation and is also a campus leader in service learning. It is with great pleasure that we honor Holly Lund. Will Charles Loggins please join me at the podium? Charles Loggins has been advisor to hundreds of students since he started teaching at Cal Poly Pomona in September 1976. A compassionate listener and perennial champion of student learning, he has guided many students through academic decision-making and professional goal setting. He is generous with his time and is a sought-after advisor of theses and senior projects. Identifying a need for greater overall direction of urban and regional planning's master's thesis students, he created and has offered on Saturdays a course on how to write a thesis that has been a great service to MURP students. Congratulations to Professor Charles Loggins for receiving the College of Environmental Design Outstanding Advisor Award for 2004. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our commencement speaker. Timothy Whalen is the director of the Getty Conservation Institute. The Getty Conservation Institute works internationally in service to the conservation profession. Mr. Whalen holds a BA in art history as well as an MA in museum studies and art history from the University of Southern California. His professional association with the Getty began in 1983. In 1994, he was awarded a Loeb Fellowship in Advanced Environmental Studies at the Harvard University Graduate School of Design. Mr. Whalen also serves on the board of the California Preservation Foundation and is an advisor for California for the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Timothy Whalen.
President Ortiz, Provost Morales, Trustees Guerra and Farrar, and Dean Hanna, it's a pleasure to be here at Cal Poly Pomona this afternoon. Congratulations to everyone assembled here. To the parents who have seen their children through this more or less last 20 years of education, to friends who have supported and nurtured those who graduate today, to the faculty who launch yet another new generation into the world, and finally, and most importantly, to the graduates this afternoon who pass into the realm of conferred creative professionals. Congratulations, one and all. It is indeed my pleasure and my honor to be here this afternoon and to have been asked to make a few remarks about this remarkable and privileged place called university. For me, being here is somewhat of a homecoming since I grew up in this place. I was the first baby born in Pomona in 1957, placing me squarely among the middle-aged friends and colleagues here. And it was this valley that now is dramatically changed that certainly informed my interest in the preservation and conservation of the built environment and works of art. The dramatic changes that have taken place here, the plowing under of an agricultural community, the destruction of wonderful buildings, and the introduction of a banal suburban carpet from here to San Bernardino certainly have influenced my interest in the conservation of the built environment and the understanding of the importance of preserving places and things that have meaning and that represent who we are as a community of human beings living together. My work at the Getty Conservation Institute in Los Angeles is all about preserving things that you graduates have been trained here to create. At the Getty, among other things, we have focused on conserving the historic city center of the World Heritage City of Quito in Ecuador, the Buddhist cave paintings of Mogao along the Silk Road in China, the ancient Roman mosaic pavements in Tunisia, historic adobe buildings here in the Southwest and in North Africa, photographs by Manuel Alvarez Bravo, and paintings by Mark Rothko. With the powerful tools you take from this place, you have a profound responsibility to use them responsibly and to use them carefully. By creating the tangible objects, buildings, sites, and places, you have a profound responsibility, that's the second time I've said that, a profound responsibility to be conscious of those people not yet born who will live with the results of your work. They will be left to live and contend with by this group of people yet to be born. Unlike the accountant or the airline pilot, that which you contribute in the course of your career will be visible and will become part of the physical fabric of the cultural heritage for many years after you leave this place and indeed leave this planet. I hope that the buildings you design, the landscapes you make, the art you make, and the cities you plan will be ones in which my preservation colleagues and predecessors at the Getty will have the passion to preserve and conserve in the future. That brings me back to this place, the Pomona Valley, and the awesome changes it's witnessed over these last 5 decades. Is this a better place now? Is it more livable? Is it sustainable? Has the work of planners, architects, artists, landscape architects made this a better place to live? It's a big question. These values speak in many ways to a word that has recently gained great currency and is possibly overused today. That word is sustainability. It's an important concept, and one perhaps that is not well understood, or at least one that has multiple meanings. But indeed, it's an important concept, more important at least for this afternoon than your CAD or GIS skills, let me suggest. It's what you leave behind that sustains the human community and contributes to its common good and welfare. Much of what I've read about the programs here at the college use the word sustainability to describe what they expect to impart to the graduates. In the description on the website of the schools within the college, the word sustainability or sustainable is used at least 8 times, so it must be a value to which you here ascribe. Now, from the perspective of the parents assembled here among us this afternoon, I assume that your principal concern or notion of sustainable is whether your child's degree will allow them to sustain themselves independent of your finances. Now, that's an important concept, but I'm not going to talk about it. But I thought I might take a moment to reflect on the notion of sustainability as it relates to my work in the world of conservation and preservation, and by extension, I hope that I might leave you with some food for thought about how it might extend to your work when you leave this place. Sustainability is a complex and wide-reaching concept that has become part of contemporary discourse, but I think is difficult to define and risks being rendered meaningless by overuse. In many ways, conservation has always been about sustainability, about traditional technologies that permit repair and reuse rather than constant wasteful cycles of destruction and rebuilding, about understanding the multiplicity of values that people attach to places and spaces, even if we have not always been skilled enough at recognizing diverse stakeholders or interpreting their concerns. It's about managing change rather than freezing some kind of agreed-to fable or Disneylandized place that we call heritage. It's about finding a way to have the past inform the present and the future without compromising the need to improve and to assure a certain quality of life. In fact, it can be argued, too, that conservation has always been about development, or more generally, about the present and the future, rather than a nostalgic attachment to the past that we never completely understand or could even really know. And yet, the general impression of conservation as a field and as an activity is distinctly different than from what I just described. In part, the problem is undoubtedly that, until recently, the conservation field, the realm in which I operate as a professional, has not presented its work in a way that links it strongly to the issues of sustainability and quality of life. But for conservation to have any real relevance, it must create solutions that allow for what we preserve to be utilized, engaged, employed, lived in, and even possibly loved. And that's where I think there's a real overlap, I believe, with the skills and responsibilities that you take this afternoon from Cal Poly. You graduates today face the very same challenges my colleagues and I at the Getty face. Saving buildings and places from destruction involves the same values, the same courage, and I think the same vision. You too have to create solutions that allow for the places and things that you create to be utilized, engaged, employed, lived in, and again, possibly loved. If not, they'll be torn down, destroyed, or forgotten. And that simply is not ultimately sustainable. Sustainability and quality of life are at the core of what all of us here assembled presumably care most about. Whether you're a painter or a landscape architect or a preservationist or a conservator, if we do not each focus on the aspects of our work that improves our short time here on earth as humans together, that make the best use of the tools and materials that are put at our disposal, and that contributes to our living well together, then I suggest we are wasting our time and squandering our gifts. So then, what are the lessons we need to employ? Ultimately, the most successful ones always come down to the hardest part of what all of us do, and that's simply working with people, working with other human beings, engaging people. It's easy to write alone. It's easy to compute alone, or to paint alone, or to simply read alone. And hopefully, there'll be time and place for that in life. It never feels like there is enough of that, however. But in the fields in which we all work, sustainability can only be achieved by working and engaging others as humans and understanding their needs and their values. That's the hard part, and it will always be the hard part. So, graduates, your last assignment then is to engage others as humans and the vast variety of stakeholders who will participate in the work you create so that it might have a chance of being sustainable. Coming back to this place, the Pomona Valley, I'm not sure as it's currently out that it is ultimately a sustainable place, but maybe your job will help it to become more so. Maybe the work of conservator and preservationist is all the time coming closer and closer together to the work that you here have been trained to do in your careers. There are fewer unbuilt valleys in which to work and to create. I assume that much of your work will be engaged in the realm of the environment already built. That means we're going to have to work together to design and create new things that inspire and improve our lives, and also to preserve old things that also inspire and improve lives. What you do and what you will do is ultimately about sustaining people and sustaining humanity. So I simply want to congratulate each and every one of you today. Here's to your success, happiness, and the sustainability of what you create. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Whalen. I would now like to call upon Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Tomas Morales, to present the candidates for the master's degrees. Provost Morales.
Will the candidates for the Master of Architecture, Master of Landscape Architecture, and Master of Urban and Regional Planning please rise? President Ortiz, I present to you the Master of Architecture, Master of Landscape Architecture, and Master of Urban and Regional Planning. These candidates have completed the requirements for the master's degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University, and they have been recommended by the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona.
Candidates for the master's degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty of California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. By the authority vested in me as president, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Architecture, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Urban and Regional Planning, with all the rights, honors, and opportunities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, and please be seated.
As we proceed through the march of the graduates, each graduate will have a picture taken by the professional photographers, and each graduate who turns in a photographer's card at the reader table will receive a proof. Ushers, please take your positions to help marshal the candidates. Faculty members who will be hooding the candidates, please come forward. Will the candidates for the master's degrees please rise? Each candidate should approach the stage as directed by the ushers with your hood folded over your left arm. Stop at the reader table, proceed to the platform to receive your diploma cover and be hooded, and then recess down the center ramp and back to your seat again as directed by the ushers. Associate Dean Noel Vernon will assist with the procession.
We will begin with the hooding of the Master of Architecture graduates. The chair of the Architecture Department, Professor Judith Shine. Hooding will be done by the incoming graduate coordinator, Kip Dixon.
Hyun-Ju Julie Cho.
Down the front.
Elizabeth May Mikowitz. Vina Mimi Win. Sunny S. Chung. Claudia Emelina Lopez. Alvaro Ricardo Zepeda. William Walter Judson.
We now begin the hooding of the Master of Landscape Architecture graduates. The chair of Landscape Architecture is Professor Phil Pregel. Hooding will be done by graduate coordinator Kyle Brown.
Jeff Smith. Tiffany Galloway. Megan Elizabeth Fairley. John Stewart Fishback. Montgomery Stewart McIntosh. Laurel Golong. Lynn Teresa Nyman. Ian Patrick Fitzsimmons. Jeffrey Paul Creel. Chung Hao Ko. Samuel G. Sabin III. Carly Mako Faruno. Joshua Eric Siegel. Nancy Hewler.
We now begin the hooding of the Master of Urban and Regional Planning graduates. The chair of the Urban and Regional Planning Department is Professor Gwen Urey. Hooding will be done by Graduate Coordinator Hirsch Farborough.
John King. Sergio San Martin. Shefkat Tuba Array. Wanyu Wendy Cho. Cancun Nancy Yo. Darrell Ramsey Musoff. David Richard Cruz. Hammer Shin Sui. Beth Chow. Julia Araceli Gonzalez. Linda Lourdes Vidales. Fong Lu. Michael Andrew Morales.
We have completed the hooding of this year's graduates of the master's degree programs.
Will the 2004 candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Art in Art, Bachelor of Fine Art, Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture, and Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning please rise? President Ortiz, I present to you the 2004 candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Environmental Design. These candidates have completed the requirements for the baccalaureate degree as prescribed by the State of California and the trustees of the California State University. And they have been recommended for their degrees by the faculty of the California State Polytechnic University, Pomona.
Candidates for the baccalaureate degree, you have heard the recommendation of the faculty at California State Polytechnic University, Pomona. By the authority vested in me as president, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Art in Art, Bachelor of Fine Art, Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture, Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, with all the rights, honors, and opportunities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. In academic tradition, the student who has not yet earned a degree wears the tassel on the mortarboard on the right side. When the degree is conferred, the scholar moves the tassel to the left and joins a select company. In recognition of your new status, will all recipients of the baccalaureate degree move the tassel to the left?
To the class of 2004, I commend you for your effort and accomplishments. Please be seated. Associate Dean Noel Vernon will now direct you as you come across the stage to receive your diplomas.
We now will award diplomas to the graduates of the Bachelor of Architecture program. The chair of this program is Professor Judith Shine.
Faisal Ali Rajpur, cum laude. Robert Morelli. Raymond X. Wasserman. Drew Allen Hecht. Laurel Gail Jacobson. Amrana Fur Ahmed, cum laude. Adam Jude Pollinay. Jeremy Thomas Fong. Oswaldo Tapia. Timothy Scott Dybert II. James Sheeman Kim. Francis Chan Lee. Rodolfo Gonzalez. Simon Miguel Salas. Joseph Luis Velasquez. Kelly L. Waters. Heather Lynn Smurl. Della Mae Castillo. Alexandria Catherine Havel. Ingrid E. Reyes. Marcus Benny Yee. Hihon Jason Lee. Jenny Ann Reed. Catherine Joanne Everton, cum laude. Daniel Enrique Romero. Noor Khan. Joshua Matthew Kulawine. Angel Jennifer Morales. Jasmine Lim Urapolis. Stephanie Lynn Matsuda, magna cum laude. Alfredo Victor Vite. Tyrone Spencer Tipton. Chris E. Brannon. Christy Nicole Vitello. Natalie Durbagosian, cum laude. Ryan Oliva. William Dean Clayton. Alfonso De La Parra. Brian Edward Harrell, cum laude. Melissa Ann Ramirez. Haide Amadi. Eric Allen Jones, magna cum laude. Edward Green. Marco Antonio Montes. Cesar M. Alfaro. Ramiro C. Torres. Gustavo Raya. Luis Alberto Sandor. Edward Albert Montano. Melissa Ann Guerrero. John Thur. Larry David Cisneros. Ramon Gutierrez Jr. Kopis George Jacopoulos. Leon Nam Siriwan, cum laude. Koi Trong Win. Pedro Wei. Vivian Lee. Alberto Fregoso, cum laude. Gemma Vicente Flores. Priscilla Wong. Julian Gonzalo Garcia. Henry Lee, magna cum laude. Win Pham. Marie Lourdes Rocco. Michelle K. Ellsworth, President's Council Scholar. Kyle Seiji Amoto. Edgar Garcia. Hugo Garcia. Hector Salvador Milera. Sean Corey McCarthy. Elizabeth Sanchez. Hilda Cervantes. Lizette Martinez. Elidi De La Torre. Monica Guerrero.
We will now award diplomas to the graduates of the Bachelor of Art in Art program and to the graduates of the Bachelor of Fine Art in the Graphic Design program. The chair of these programs is Professor Babette Mayer.
Gary Tong. Ho Nang Yoon. Jayesh Bhakta. Farron Soy. Patrick Lindsay Poo. Jeanette Torres. Hoover Kwan. Edward Vincent Chong. Kayo Awazu. John W.C. John Paul Parago. Thomas G. Wiebe. David Yang. Sean Lee. Robin Jeremiah Rosella. David Holman. Quay Chan Bong. Eric Chan. Alicia Marie Schulte. Melissa Bigabal Valenzuela. Kimberly Lauren Au. Cami Kamtu Tran. Diana Gonzalez, cum laude. Janelle Nicholas Abola. How do you pronounce it? Inam Zuhir Aldabar. Mary Charlene Acosta Ortega. Virgil Pardo Arceo. Yvonne Guerrero. Erica Preciado. Peter Chiban Cho. Freddie Ho. Virginia W. Tay. Julie Ann Perez. Sarah Angela Correa. Valedictorian David Hollerich, summa cum laude. Adrian Kashan Perez. Luis Arturo Barajas, magna cum laude. Mark Wilson Foz III. Karen Marie Keller, magna cum laude. Maywan Oni Chung. Sheila T. Dang. Okay. Catherine Y. Shea. Larissa George Tessler. Michelle Lynette Laughlin. Ramon Hayes. Shelley Leeton. Don't let him go set. Maria de Los Angeles Moisa. Dora Lula Polos. Alicia Villegas. Angel Lydia Ray Nora. John Andrew Merton. Myra Irene Finkenhagen. Hu Paul Chang. James Dunn. Young Wang. Thada Matthew Chittatanifpapa. Dun Fong Win. Tram Lan. Erica S. Chan. Annie In Shao. Nikki Lee. Claire Chen. Victor Joyce Pan. Chris C. Watanaborn. Hector David Lopez. Derek C. Chang. David Chow. Robin M. Dirce Beatrice Herbus. Apinya Wangtasarat. Serena Law. Lindsay Rebecca White. Carrie Lynn Ritchie. Chad Wellesley Makings. Tong Sheng Zhou Wu. Anna Ye. Jill Chi-Chen Ho. Jill Yi-Chen Chen. Donna Saze Eng. Charmaine Wei Ying Chow. Nina Puchi Ing. Alan Pao Chu. Raul Michael Hernandez. Ryan Gothenda, cum laude. Long Lei. Paul Kyung-ha Lee. Come on, what is it? Edward Lee Skeet. Trinidad Garcia, magna cum laude. Derek Phi Long. Lorden Lagaya Holla. Kevin Chang. Michelle Liu. Leslie A. Tran. Yi Ling Chen. Mindy Liao. Wendy Ting Wen Yang. Thomas Y. Ong. Lena Paula Arlotta Johnson. Renee Suan Anamoto. Cindy Suyang Pak. Nicole Marie Marlette. Amy Lynn. Ian Patrick Noonan, cum laude. Donna Nicole Larson, magna cum laude. Constance Snookle. Rebecca Ann Villadosula. Sean Chang. Natalie Marie Zagame. Dane Adam Wurtzfeld. Mason Thomas Gentry. Peter Kui Lim. Nang M. Ong. Audrey Chu. Mimi No. Andrea Tinchinda. Ray Drew Roberts, double major music. Laura Marl Perudian. Martha C. Benavidez. How do you pronounce the first name? Anghinan Petrosian. Timory Ann Dixon, cum laude. Janabi Ann Sabula Witongo. Perry Hampton.
The chair of this program is Professor Phil Pregel. We will now award diplomas to the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Landscape Architecture program, and again, the chair of this program is Professor Phil Pregel.
Eileen E. Moscow, magna cum laude. Renee M. Duran. Julie Noel Larson. Samuel Junior Castro. Amy Kathleen Hatman. Lauren Alexis Blakely. Ying Jung Kelly Chen. Stelly Young Jung Lee. Jordan Hong Win. Corina Mempin. Vina Minjarez Muniz, cum laude. Jeanette Arias. Eduardo Baruman. Rafael Fernandez Chumbocan. Carlos Rivera. Adrian Villaseñor. Sambeth Ork. Carlos A. Espinoza. Antonio Luis Del Pozo. Sean Richard Clark. Leon Gray. Brian D. Dong. Nyum N. Tran. Hiromi Watanabe. Janice C. Chung. Matthew Perry Hall. Gregory P. Zoll. Vanessa Ann Batista. Kelly Hung Young Shin. Lauren Elizabeth Dillon. Rio Matsuzaki. That's it, new department. Okay.
Get this on again. We will now award diplomas to the graduate of the Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning program. The chair of this program is Professor Gwen Urey.
Jessica Judith Flores. Rebecca Maria Soldad Ramirez. Charles Michael Davis Jr. Rebecca Posalski. Angelo Anthony Bologna. Scott Naples. William Michael Hoos, summa cum laude. Raymond Juarez. Robert Zagara. Oscar Martinez. Russell Vance Brady. John Liang. Courtney Elizabeth Wood, cum laude. Shane Daniel Wagner. Lisa Marie Chase. Louis Rocha. Sun Lee. George Antonio Perez. Boley Van Nguyen. Amir Ahmed Raza. Alexander O'Neill Moore. Antonio Carbajal. Angel Ting Yu Lin. Sarah May Zoll. Anne Trank Dawn. Jisoo Kim. Ni Jia Kwak. Serenity NK Nichiri Jawara. Sue Kim. Tin Win. Alejandro Haudagi. Benny Sam. Karen Vanessa Figueredo. Reese Eric Ballastar.
Lewis?
James Lewis Henderson Jr. Quentin Maurice Jackson. Robert Sarmiento. Jeff Matthew Abalos. Michael Sean Barney.
This completes the awarding of the bachelor degree diplomas.
Congratulations and best wishes to all of our graduates of the class of 2004. You have each set a course to influence society through design. I wish each and every one of you success in these endeavors. Will the entire class of 2004 please rise? Audience, please join me in congratulating the College of Environmental Design, class of 2004. All of us here owe a debt of gratitude to the parents, husbands, wives, partners, and other significant family members who have encouraged, in many cases sacrificed, to make it possible for these graduates to come to the university. We salute them and ask them to stand for a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. Please be seated. I would like to recognize Promenade Brass under the direction of Malin Moore for their magnificent performance as we processed and as we will recess. Once again, please recognize Christina Linton for her performance of the national anthem. I wish to welcome you as our newest alumni and invite you to join the Cal Poly Pomona Alumni Association to maintain your ties to the university and to donate to your wonderful class gift. Will the audience please remain seated during the recessional? At the conclusion of the faculty recessional, our 2004 commencement will be formally concluded. Thank you for being with us.
graduate already.
So who were you here for?
I was here for Constance Riesinger, my sister-in-law, graduating.
Where's the? You guys ready for the second show?
Yeah, second show.
Sister-in-law.
There you go, right up.